I don't know if this episode is about life in a small town, the life of a reseller online, or a combination of both, or just people and standards, or no good deed going unpunished. In this case, me thinking that I was going to be honest and upfront didn't really pay off. Hey everybody, it's Brooke, your host. Welcome back to Babbling Brook. In this episode, we're going to talk about another incident where it started off at the thrift store where I met somebody, and then we took it to the second scene of the crime. And you know what they say in true crime sphere? Never go to the second location. When it got there, this was apparently not a church, and I want you to listen for yourself as to what transpired there. It left me feeling really confused, robbed, and I feel like there was an element of greed there. I don't know if it was on my part or their part. Listen and let me know your thoughts. As always, we have a Facebook group at Babbling Brook Podcast, as well as an Instagram. Follow us on either or both, whichever works for you. And if you want to follow me personally, I'm at Babbling Brook across all platforms. We have a blog, babblebrook.com, and we're Babbling Brook on. I'm laughing because I just said we are Babbling Brook. No, there's only one Babbling Brook. And that scammy page that was on that's open up on Instagram that Instagram doesn't want to take down. Neither here nor there. On YouTube, we're Babbling Brook as well. Last but not least, we are on Patreon. If you'd like to support the show in any way, you can pay for the lowest tier, the middle tier, the highest tier, 1 month, 3 months, no months. That's fine by me. My eBay stores are, if you want to go that route, The Lovely Brook, My Brook, The Brook, and Tracker Brook. Thank you. Enjoy, and please come back to me and let me know your thoughts. Testing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your girl, Babbling Brook. We're back in studio again today, being Sunday, July the 16th, 2023, and the time is 17:52. That's 8 minutes before the hour 6 in the evening. There's a bit of a background noise going on because outside, at least my car temperature, thermometer, whatever, says 123 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is, it says actually 124, which is 51 degrees Celsius. That is hot AF, as they say nowadays. I just got back from a church, something you probably thought you'd never hear me say. What am I looking at? Oh, this is disturbing me now. Oh, never mind. It's a picture that's dark in color, and it fell on my red rug. So I'm like, what is that black stain? No pun intended. Now, I wanted to just do a quick ventilation, as we always do, because I wanted to actually, the first thought that came to my mind was, I'm going to talk to my sister about this because I'd like to hear her unbiased opinion. I know I said sister and I said unbiased, but I really believe that the relationship and the dynamic that we have with my siblings is a very honest one, which I really love and appreciate. It's not all the time. Sometimes I think they probably won't even tell you or whatever. But if you were to go to them and say, be honest with me, blah, 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 they will give it to you. Straight and no chaser. By the way, we don't use the word chaser in South Africa. It's all the time that I've lived there, and I was there all my life. We call it, what is it called? When you mix, I don't know, but we don't use the word chaser. Dash, we call it a dash, you dash it. I don't drink, so you can tell. So I went to a thrift store yesterday. There are a lot of thrift store chronicles on this blog, whatever. I went there. I don't go that much to any of them anymore because I try to limit exposing myself to places, things, and people. Just kidding. It's not a thing to joke with, actually. But really, I don't anymore. And I went to one here in town, in my town, and I saw somebody there. I met somebody who is new and was helping out, and she kind of like invited me to church, but like by telling me it's not a church invitation, but it was totally like her telling me, come and check us out and whatever, give us a chance, but like it's not an invitation to church. We're not those people. We don't ask people to come and join us, but do come and check us out. It was like, okay, lady, like, all right, I'll see you next time. Like, I gotta go. But before all of that, she did tell me that she spends a lot of her time at a community type. It's not a church per se. They don't call themselves a church. I don't know, man. It was just like a whole spiel, but she sold it to me. I didn't buy it, but she also mentioned that they give away a lot of things. They do a lot it's like a community outreach type thing. I don't, thankfully, need any community outreach things. And like I said, thank God. But she said they also have a lot of clothes, because I was a thrift store to buy, like looking at clothes. She said they have a lot, and people just go and take whatever they need. Like I said, I don't need any, but I do have my online store, the Lovely Brook, because I'm Brooke and I'm lovely. International shipping on eBay. I have it on Facebook as well, which works out usually cheaper on Facebook to the buyer, because I just try to make the same amount back, but because eBay charges more, I add more there in order to recoup the charges, but I don't try to make more on Facebook because they charge less. If somebody, and I think a few people have seen the item on one platform and bought it on a different one. Only a few times that I knew of, like I had a feeling of. But anyways, the Lovely Brook. So I wanted to source. I would like to find the ultimate place where I don't feel like I have to come here and sit in my studio and do a podcast about it. I don't want, you know what I mean? I'd like to feel good afterwards. So, some people will say, maybe it's a sign. In Xhosa, they say, "Engakhaliyo yayekwa," which means, I think it's like what is it? It's like if you're slaughtering something and it has to cry, then to make a sound, then it's igama kuluvumile. Then it means the ancestors are happy about it, everything is going well. It's like an A-OK from the ancestors or the universe. But if you don't get that, then you leave it be. You know what I mean? So somebody would say, maybe it's a sign that this is not what you should be doing, because why is it so difficult to source? It's not difficult to source because I have literally a whole house full of stuff. It's not a death pile. It's like I don't want to call my house a death house, but you know what I mean. But it's always nice to go and get fresh things, and it's also fun for me to go shopping. Shit. Sometimes it's the new things that you just bought that'll sell first, even though it's like, are you kidding me? Now, back to the point. This lady, nice lady too, and she's like, oh yeah, she's 60 years old, which is wild. She looks at least 45. Wild. I mean, I'm looking at her like, this lady is old enough to be my mom. This is unreal, because I feel like I look like I probably am her age or older. Probably it's all that Jesus situation she got going on there, that church, not church. And she said, you're welcome to come here and take as much stuff as you want. Throughout the conversation and hanging out, because the main lady there, she and I are like friends, we're friendly. So I like I'll go and hang out with her, even if I don't intend to buy anything, even if I don't end up buying, but we catch up on each other's lives. I do enjoy her. She's she's just a great person. She will tell everybody everything I've told her, which I hate, but hey, I guess whatever. So from all the talking and talking, she establishes that I do sell clothes. So she's like, okay, I'll see you next time, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like maybe in the order of finding out and her telling me I can go and get stuff, because I said I need a lot of things. So give me prices. How much do you sell the stuff for? And she said, no, we don't sell it. It's free. You just grab. I said, no, what if I need too much stuff to take for free? She said, I don't care. Take the whole table. Apparently everything's spread out on the table. She said, I don't care. It's been sitting there for so long. Everybody has taken what they want. These are just leftovers. You can take whatever you want. I don't care. So I go there today as a follow-up because I said, what's the earliest I can go? The soonest I can go. This obviously having been yesterday. She said, Sunday they have a thing. So they try to set up 30 minutes before church. So if I go there 30 minutes before church, nobody cares. I can just go grab what I want at the table. So I go there and I see a bunch of, and first of all, everything is in such good condition, which is always encouraging. Especially when you had been told that it's leftovers, you have that like high expectations. But everything was in good conditions. I saw a lot of the things that I do tend to buy when I go to a thrift store. And I thought, you know what? I'm very interested in a lot of this. I'm going to have to pay them for the stuff. I can't just come here, clean out the table, and walk. It just doesn't feel right. Also knowing that I'm going to go home and sell it. I don't know how I would have felt if I were picking up things, for my children or like, my family in Africa. Thankfully, my family doesn't need charity stuff either, knock on wood. So I don't know how I would have felt in that case, but because this is what I do and what I've been doing for a while now, I always know that it's tit for tat. I know this probably doesn't fit in there, but it's like that's the exchange. You don't just go and pick up and not give anything in return. So I said, I'll come and please can I pay you? And so I'm distracted because I'm thinking, anyway, they said, no, oh my God. And that lady wasn't there. It was a couple of other people who were so nice. Everyone is so nice. They were like, oh no, please don't. I said, no, like, I want too many of these things. If you need more, then take what you want. And then they showed me more stuff, like we have food over there, we have toiletries, we have this, that, and the other. And I said, I have to pay. I just wouldn't feel right. And luckily, this lady comes that I met. And I said to her, I just want way too many. I said to her, I know that you said, because people have amnesia now sometimes. I'm just so sick of dealing with people in general. People are so hypocrites, liars, fake, amnesia, will say one thing, two-faced, just that has been my experience. And maybe because I'm saying this kind of stuff out loud is one of the reasons I end up attracting that kind of stuff. Maybe. So maybe I need to start believing that people are kind and they're nice and they mean what they say. But I'm not going to start believing that now. Like, I'm almost 50 years old. Like, it's not hopefully. I said, hey, I know you. So I'm literally reminding her. I'm like, I know you said I can take as many as I want. I can even clean out the table. But I really don't feel good about that. So I have talked to the couple and they said, if it makes you feel better, we have a tip jar. You can just donate whatever you want. And I said, good. But now I'm talking to this lady now because it's her that I met. I don't want her to see me just clean out the table and have amnesia about the fact that she said I could. And be all weird and So I said, give me an amount. I said, you're working in a thrift store now, because yes, it was like a first day or whatever. I said, you're working in a retail store. You know how to work out prices. Charge me. Give me a price I will feel so much better. It's not even just about me feeling better, which it is mainly, but it's also because it's a small town and everybody talks and people are hypocrites and liars and they'll sell you out, even if it's them and all that stuff and past experiences. So I know everybody in this town is going to know what happened. They're going to be like, oh, Brooke was here, or whatever they call me when behind my back, was here, and she took everything to go and sell it, which it really doesn't look good, even just hearing myself say it. But also to somebody who, whatever, she said, just donate whatever, but you don't have to. And then she said, you're not going to sell the stuff, are you? And I said, I'm going to. That's why I would like to pay for it. Because she said, why don't you just grab a few things that you need? I said, I don't need anything. Like, one of my downfalls, I'm going to put it in quotes, is my honesty. I cannot be dishonest. If it means I'm going to lose out on something, I still am going to sleep so good knowing that I was honest. So I said, I don't need any of this stuff. I want to sell it. That's why I want to buy it from you guys. If you guys are raising funds here and doing community things, and one of the things that you do is to raise funds, I will give you funds in exchange for the stuff that you said is left over and nobody wants it. Then I'm giving you money for it. And she said, this is donated stuff. As if, how dare you come here with your greed? Which maybe I'm very biased and I can't see it from her perspective. And also I'm a business person. So I'm seeing it from a business perspective. And I don't say like, you want to, anyway, she said, how about, I said, let's do this. Charge me per bag, because that's what they do in these places sometimes when they do fun thing and they have too many clothes. They'll say $2 to fill a bag, or $3 or $5 or whatever. I said, charge me per bag. And I said, one bag's already in the car. So whatever you do, I want you to know that I already took a bag full of stuff. Like this doesn't mean that these people are not going to lie behind my back. I don't care if they have a church or non-whatever. This doesn't mean there's not going to be a story that's going to make its round in this fucking town now that we had all of this. But at least I'm going to know that my conscience is clear. So they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. And I said, charge me. And she said, okay, how about, what do you want? I said, I already piled this, almost everything, these piles over here. And she said, and I said, and the one in my car. She said, okay, 15. Which I thought, I would have given 10. Because I know that I missed the sale that they had where they were charging people $2 per bag. So that's 5 bags. So I was basically charging myself what I was willing to pay, what they charged everybody when they had more options to choose from, and those people picked whatever they want. I did miss that because I was blocked from the town group, because obviously I'm not welcome in this fucking town. And I'm supposed to feel like they love me. Why are you all blocking me from the only Facebook group page? Come on. And you're all so nice to my face, you fucking hypocrites. So I'm like, I didn't negotiate with her because I'm the one who initiated the whole thing. So I'll pay the 15. And then she said, okay, you know what? How about 20? Don't you just love it when somebody starts with a small amount and then they go up all on their own out of the blue? You don't do that. You start high and you go down. But I thought to myself, you know what? 20 is even better. It's double what I wanted to pay, but I'm going to pay it. And I better not fucking hear one fucking single soul in this freaking town say anything about anything. And so I quickly, as like a backup receipt type thing, do you see how much energy all of this is requiring? Then I told the elder couple that I had talked to earlier. I said, I talked to Tina and I told her I'm taking too many things and wanted to, and I told this lady that they had said I can just donate whatever I want and we came to an agreement. She said I must pay $20. And they said, you really don't have to. They really seemed like they felt bad that I'm paying $20 for free shit that they were going to. Oh, so I quickly went in the car and I drove home, and I thought, now that they're not seeing me and I didn't tell anyone I'm going home, they're probably like, oh, we know it. She stole the shit, or whatever, negative shit. You know what? I'm probably wrong about all of this. Or at least not all of it, but a lot of it. So I drove home, quickly grabbed $20, and I went back and I waved it to show everybody, and I put it in the thing. Because I'm so sick of people nowadays. I am so tired of it. This is the opposite of how I was raised. You're raised, you don't discuss certain things or whatever. But now I'm realizing with the new culture, you do the opposite. You freaking need your receipts. Especially when you look like me in a town like this. That's all I'm going to say about that part. So I put the money there, and then I went to her on the side, and she said to me, this is a charity thing, so don't tell anybody that what you're going to do with the clothes. I said to her, listen, if you guys don't want to sell the stuff that's left over or at any stage of the whole thing, instead of me not telling anybody what I'm going to do with it, I would rather abide by the rules and not come here and take the stuff. Because that's the only thing I'm going to do with the stuff that I come and get here, is to sell it. You know what? Maybe I'll find a couple of things that I'm going to like, but my intention of going there is to find things I'm going to sell. It's not to find things that I need to put in one of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, more than 5 closets. No. Like, of my own clothes. No, I don't need, more clothes at all. I have 3,000 things listed on Facebook, 2,000 things listed on eBay. And I have, like I said, a house full of clothes. So, no, it's not going to be because I need the stuff. I'm not going to lie to anybody. So I said, if this is not allowed and it's uncomfortable, I'm not going to do it. She said, come back on Thursday morning. They will bring fresh stuff and you can come and have a look. Just don't tell anybody. I don't like the secret part, because you're going to think you're good with that person and she's going to turn around and sell your ass out. So I would rather not do it, or tell everybody and tell them this is the money. And if they don't want it, get the fuck out. I don't want to have a secretive, that is the one thing I'm super uncomfortable with. Why is she the one who's a Jesus, sir, coming up with these chittering ideas, and I'm the one who doesn't even go to church, and I'm like, no, let's be honest, or let's not do it. So, yeah. She said, yeah, I'd rather not tell anybody, blah, 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 blah. And then, yeah. And then one last thing. She said, I said, thank you. You made me feel better, whatever, because I felt like I needed to wrap it up. And she said, oh, you're welcome. I love you. And I thought, oh, that's not. I just said, I appreciate you. I didn't know what to say. She said, don't worry about it. Don't worry. After a while, we take the stuff and we donate it to the thrift store anyway, and they sell it. So ultimately, that's what happens. It's so funny to me, which makes sense. They still don't sell it. Maybe they don't want money. Maybe it's just money that they don't want. Maybe it goes against their mission statement. No funds. But they're raising funds. They sold the clothes to people first, and this is the leftover stuff from the stuff that they sold, and then people came and got for free and whatever. Anyway, whatever. I have purchased from these fundraising clothes rampage, whatever the words they use when they do those things. Once or twice I'll be lucky to see it, to see the ad on Facebook or whatever, and then I'll go and I will buy as many as I can afford. Well, I can always afford more, but I'll buy whatever I want. I'm trying not to use, I'm not trying to be a baller and floss or whatever. I'm just trying not to use words that are limiting, like buy what I can afford. I don't want to get into that habit of saying things like that when they're selling clothes for a few bucks a bag. You know what I mean? Obviously, I can afford more. So I don't want to be saying things like, that's all I could afford. No, it's not. Sometimes you set a limit for yourself because that's how life works, not because you can afford $3 more or whatever, right? See what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, okay. The lady who I'm friendly with at the thrift store, she she told me about, they have so many clothes. They received 15 bags from, oh man, I keep thinking about something else and distracting myself. They received 15 bags of clothing from somebody, and somebody died or whatever. That person went to this lady's apartment to donate, and that lady was like, I don't have room for that here. Like, no. And she said, and also we don't have room at the thrift store either. So hold on a little bit, because, I mean, this guy's wife died, and within 24 hours, he was already giving away all his stuff. I was like, this guy has had this stuff packed while the wife was still living, right? Because apparently she died in the morning, and that evening he was giving away her stuff. I was like, all right, come on. You don't have to be a true crime aficionado to know this is, come on. Anywho, and she's like, yeah, we suspect that he probably, what's the word, suffocated her, she said. I thought, wow, is there like a murder investigation in this town now? Like, what the hell? But yeah, and she said the guy couldn't wait and called somebody else here in town, and that person also part of the community things. A lot of community-driven stuff going on in this town, very small town. So they put all the stuff in a van, and the thrift store's like, we don't have room here in our storage. We don't have room. So the guy was like, I'll hold on to it. I'll keep it in the van. So they're storing it in a van now. I guess somebody's driving around with 15 trash bags full of clothing. So I see the guy who has the stuff in a van, because I was told by this lady who I'm friends with, and she had told me, if you want clothes, talk to him. I said, also, what you're telling me, that I shouldn't be here. I should be talking to him, and blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, it's in the van. She just wants that stuff gone, because, the slave master, the mean lady who I'm always avoiding, and if I see her car parked outside the thrift store, I'm not going in. That lady will arrange, once she finds out there's clothes in a van, she will take those freaking clothes, put them on the way in the thrift store where there's nowhere to walk, and have this 80-year-old woman who has replaced every joint in her body unpack all that stuff and put in the hangers, even though there's no more room. There may be a couple of hangers, but there's nowhere to hang stuff. The place is small, and they only have me as a customer. So that lady's just like, yeah, go to that guy and talk to him, take that stuff, because ultimately it's going to come here, and I don't want to deal with it. So I say to the guy, I see the guy at the thrift store. I know everybody goes there. There's only 5 people in this town. So I said to the guy, hey, I heard you have a van full of clothes. And he's like, yeah, 15 bags. I said, because he said he's looking for takers. He had a lot of vegetables and whatever he wanted people to take. I'm like, I don't want vegetables. I want clothes. So I said, are you looking for takers for clothes? And he said, oh, you have clothes you want to donate? It's so weird. Whenever I ask questions like that, people think that I want to donate. All of a sudden, they're deaf. I said, no. Like, why do people... Everybody knows that I sell clothes. That's why they hate me. Because for whatever reason, that's a hateable line of work. At least I'm working. Shit. So I'm like, no. You said you're looking for takers. What else are you looking for takers for? I said, sell me those bags of clothing. What kind of stuff do you have? Sell me per bag. Am I an asshole for offering people to sell me things per bag? Because I learned it from these parts that people do sell things when they have too much in bags per bag to get rid of a lot of things at once. I learned it from them. So whenever I offer it, am I the asshole? Because that's the reaction I seem to get. He was just like, oh, that's not That's not a giveaway, dear. He's so patronizing, and he fucking offered me a job to work as his assistant. I'm thinking to myself, fuck off, you small penis guy. I don't know his penis, and I have nothing against people with small penises. I don't care. Keep all the penises away from me and all the people. But the way that he is, he just seems like somebody who has like a low self-esteem about something. And so now he makes himself big, and he's just like, cuts you off and talks over you and just wants to appear like, no, I have a wife and my this and that, and I was a jerk. And, it's just like, because he's badass enough that he can afford to be a jerk, but he was a jerk in his past life. Like, who cares? Like, whatever. So, yeah, I'm thinking also, you want me to be your assistant? Because now that's part of that whole thing, because it's going to make him be beneath him, and I'm his assistant. I want to be a freaking assistant in your 30 hour, what is it called? Per week job. You're a part-time person. I don't want to be, what am I going to be, a part-time? I don't want to do that. I don't want to work for anybody. That's why I'm trying to do this thing by myself that you all are trying to hinder me from doing, but it's like, I don't get, well, I do get it. Whatever, people are assholes. So yeah, he's like, no, dear. That deer is patronizing. That's why I went off this whole tangent about his penis being small, because the deer is patronizing. And he said, that's not for him to like give away. That's belongs to the thrift store, and the thrift store, charity. So everybody, I don't know why people keep telling me things are for charity. There's a story that I told a long time ago where the mean lady had sold me something. There was something wrong with it, and she was charging me more for everything else that I wanted to buy. Everybody charges me more, just in general. They'll be so nice when they first meet me, and then next time they will just charge me more. That's just how I get treated. So I told this story already, and that lady was just like mean, and she charged me more and whatever. And I was like, well, I want my money back, because I just hated her for how she was treating me. And she was like, we don't do refunds or whatever. This is a charity. I said, it's not a refund. You robbed me. You overcharged me. I just hated her. So I wanted her to feel it. And it was one of the few times I felt that way and allowed myself to go there with somebody. Do I regret it? No. Fuck it. They ask for it. Every once in a while, you got to show them who the fuck you are. Can't be too nice all the time. They think you're a door fucking mat. They know you're not a doormat, but they're going to try it. So every once in a while, you make a splash. Maybe don't, but, I don't regret it. I've decided recently, this is a whole other thing that I'll probably talk about some other time, that I'm just going to be me and be unapologetic about it. And if that makes me a narcissist, that's fine. I think I'm going to be a narcissist now from this age until the rest of my life. And I'll be like, herein lies a narcissist. And I'll have I'll die with both my fingers, my mid fingers pointing up, like, fuck all of y'all. Not you listening, but like, I'm so sick of people and, trying to please them, trying to be nice, and it's not reciprocated. People choose themselves. So if you think that you're going to please people and dedicate your life to other people, good luck. Choose your fucking self first, every single time, without fail, in every circumstance. Choose you first. As long as you're doing something where you're going to sleep well at night, choose yourself. Put yourself first. That's my thing that I'm on now. I've tried the other thing. Now we're just doing Brook now. That's it. So yeah, that is the whole thing. Yeah, I'm like, that guy he just refused. And it's so funny. I may have told this quick story about how this thrift store here in our town, the mean lady refuses to do a bag sale because she says she has too much stuff. So she doesn't bring out new stuff to sell, even though regular buyers like me who have seen everything that they have. So I'm not going to buy when I go there because I've already seen what they have and I don't want what they have. or I've already taken what I want from what they have outside. So they won't bring out fresh stuff that I can buy, right? They're just leaving it the way it is. And even though they do have a place full of stuff because whatever their fucking reasons are. And you know what's funny? I could actually just once a week or once every other week, I could just donate my time at the thrift store. And by doing that, I have access to everything. Or I could take the job as a Sky assistant. I'll never do that. But I could just help out at the thrift store. But I'm not doing that. I don't want to work for people. I don't want to be around people who don't like me. Don't want to be around people I don't like. I don't want to do that. And I'm not going to do it for those reasons. My money should be enough. If you're a store and you're selling things and I'm bringing money to buy the things, that should be enough. It shouldn't be about, oh, she's from another country, or she has an accent, or she has a certain skin tone, or she's a female, or she's this. It shouldn't be none of that. If I'm bringing money, you take the money, and especially you don't even fucking own the business. If you own the business, then ban me. Then I won't come back. But it's not your fucking store. Like, you don't even work there. So you're donating your time, but you're an asshole. You're turning people away. And I found out recently that there are other people who, when they see her car outside, they won't go in. I was like, wow. So the other lady was telling me, yeah, this place could be making more money. So yeah, they won't do the bag sales here because the mean lady doesn't like it when people stuff the bags. If you're buying per bag because they're getting rid of the stuff, don't buy as much stuff as you can. Like, don't feel good. She hates when people feel good. She wants people to feel like shit. What kind of business are you running? I want people to feel good. Somebody wants an offer. I started offering even more now. When I send people offers on eBay who are watching my items, I used to just offer them like the bare minimum or whatever. And for the most part, they will still buy it. But now I'm like, psh, just offer them even more. Just make somebody feel nice. Anyway, it was a rant and a ramble. And I feel so much better now. Wow, it's much longer than I thought. 34 minutes and 34 seconds. Bye-bye. It's Babbling Brook everywhere. And the lovely Brook is my store. And I'll give you a deal if you ask for it. But don't be an asshole about it and just like want 90% off because that's been done before. And Babbling Brook on YouTube as well as babblingbrook.com. Thank you for listening. I want to hear your thoughts. So let me know what you think.